Hey everybody, welcome. Today we're going to talk about check-ins. Why would we check in with ourselves and with other people? So the key word today is going to be check-ins, okay? So I'm going to ask a lot of questions and the answer is always going to be check-in. So we need to check in with ourselves because we're constantly getting feedback from our environment and situations, people, places, and things. We're constantly being distracted from what's really going on underneath. We get distracted by the things around us, and our mind wants to keep us the same. So when I think about growing and being inspired to do something different, growing is uncomfortable. Doing something different is uncomfortable. When I think of feeling exhausted, what are the feelings, when I'm tired and I don't want to do anything and I am physically exhausted from life, right? People, places, and things, our job, our responsibility. Maybe we didn't get enough sleep. There's all these different things that can happen in life that happen to everybody that cause exhaustion. So when I feel like I do not have the energy, it creates feelings, right? And I usually don't check in with myself because I have this thought process of I have to keep going. So what do? I use food, I use sugar, I use caffeine. I just push through. I might even shame myself to push through. I tell myself things that are dismissive of my feelings so that I can keep going. Sometimes we feel sorry for ourselves, right? And so we can play the martyr about a situation. We don't check in with ourselves because it's easier to make an excuse, blame, make up stories, make an assumption, take it personally, play the martyr. So there's all these different ways that we respond. And most of the time, what happens is they stack up. So it's like one thing after another stacks up and it becomes a pile. And so the last straw that broke the camel's back is not from, the one straw. It's because each thing adds up and then it just feels like too much and we can't take it. So we retaliate, we punish, we act out. So today, what are we going to do to understand ourselves better? What are we going to do to have a different result? Check in. We're going to use check-ins. We have to check in with ourselves. We have to be the observer. We have to be the investigator. We need to be the noticer. Okay? We have to become aware of what's going on and what we're feeling as we go throughout our day. So I'm going to tell you a story. I have been dismissing my emotions. Now, I didn't realize this, and so I'm sharing this with you because I'm still uncovering and learning about this. So when I grew up, my parents were always happy for the most part. And especially, like things could be going on, but it's like, we would go to church on Sunday and it's like you put on your Sunday best, you act right, you don't talk about anything that happened during the week and everything's fine. Everything is always fine. You put a happy face on. And I suspected, I think, when I was growing up, that there was some things going on with my mom, but she always put a happy face on. And my mom also taught me, to get dressed and put a nice outfit on and put her makeup on and do her hair. And so by doing this, she was able to appear like everything was going wonderful. And later on, I found out that she had problems with depression. But you would never know that about my mom because she put on a happy face. Like, it wasn't okay to be depressed. It wasn't okay to be down. And so the way I remember my mom is happy. And my childhood friends would say, your mom is so happy, Now, my dad also is an optimist. And he is always talking about the good. And I rarely hear him complain about things. I rarely hear him talk about his feelings even, right? Because everything's always good. And so if you are raised in that kind of household, you do what's modeled. Sometimes our parents tell us how to feel. And so if they don't show their own feelings, why would they want us to feel, right? Now, I'm just using my own experience. I know there's lots of different ways that our parents mirror and model things for us. And I am not a therapist, and so I'm not going to even go there. I'm just sharing what I recognized as I always want things to be good. Right now, when you think of like, what are feelings you want to have? Well, we all want to be happy, joyous, and free. In fact, I wrote a book, Happy, Joyous, and Free, because that's what I want to feel. I want to feel happy, joyous, and free. Now, is happy, joyous, and free a growing feeling? Do we feel happy when we're trudging the road of growth? When we get outside of our comfort zone, do I feel happy? No, I don't. So here I am telling myself, I want to be happy. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. And I'm literally wanting to change and grow and be different, but I'm stuck because I have this resistance going against me if all I ever want to feel is happy. And if all I ever am doing is chasing being happy and relaxed, there's a problem. Because when we want to change, we need a different feeling than relaxed and calm and serene. That feeling is wonderful and it's good. All of our feelings give us signals, but I'm talking about chasing after I'll finally be happy when. I'll finally feel relaxed when I don't have to do anything, when I don't have to work so hard. I'll be calm when I know the exact schedule of the day, right? There's things that go on in life that disrupt our happiness, or we perceive it as disrupting our happiness. And we want to check in with how we're feeling, and we don't want to dismiss these feelings that are negative. Like, we're told, we're not supposed to be angry, we're not supposed to be frustrated. I can't, a lot of us get into, I can't do anything about it anyway, so we kind of we don't acknowledge that we feel when something doesn't go our way. We try to dismiss it. We try to ignore it. We try to pretend it's not there. But when we do that, we're not checking in, and it adds up. So when I can't give myself permission to feel, I'm going to have trouble. because I will be overwhelmed. So if you are feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, anxious, stressed, it's because things have been stacked up and that we have somehow forgotten how to check in. So life is full of ups and downs. Life isn't perfect. I know you know this. Life is a beautiful, messy. It's supposed to be messy. Now, I had it modeled that where I'm supposed to be happy all the time. And that, I have a bad attitude if I wasn't happy all the time. It's like an attitude of gratitude. And it's like I just had these positive themes and affirmations kind of pounded into me. And what it did is it helped me only show emotions. Even if I did display emotions, it was like I knew exactly how much that was socially acceptable to display and then dismiss it or reel it in. Like, even if I did cry and show you that I'm sad about something or I'm feeling like a victim about something, I would cry, but then I would reel it in, and dismiss what that feeling or that signal was even telling me. And so life is a series of opportunities to feel and heal. If we dismiss how we feel, we cannot heal from it. So what I just uncovered was that I know how to display emotions, but I quickly dismiss them because I want to be happy and I'm chasing after this feeling of being happy. And the problem here is that if I want to grow and change and do something different to get something different, happy and calm and relaxed is not what is going to get me there. Now pay attention, because our mind tells us and it chases after being relaxed and calm and happy. Happy, joyous, and free. Love your life no matter what. I have to write another book. That's the title of my first book, and I am eating my own words right now because yes, there is a component of surrender and acceptance. And if I don't check in with the way I'm feeling and I don't choose the emotions I need for the situation at hand, I'm going to be lost and I'm going to be chasing after something that will never happen. So when we are going from one place to another, what are some emotions that we're going to need to get out of our comfort zone and do something different? So I hope you have a pen and paper, because we are going to keep talking about checking in, and I want you to write down emotions that you want to feel, that you would like to feel. I want you to write emotions that you need to change and be uncomfortable. What kind of feelings do you need to push through something that's uncomfortable? What kind of emotions do you need to get the things on your vision board? Right? So for me, I started writing down tenacious, repetitive, determined, courageous, inspired, strong, strengthened, trusting, faithful, right? I need to be determined to get to my goals. And when I have a situation that is upsetting, I need to check in with my feelings. Like, okay, this feeling is happening. So This week, I have been practicing just being the observer, right? And so feelings come up and I'm able to notice them, call them out, articulate, and then check in with myself, but also with someone I can trust, right? So whether you have a coach, you have a mentor, you have a best friend, you have a spouse, you have somebody that you can talk to and be open and honest so that you can check in and then talk about it. Because that's how we make progress, is check-ins. Check-ins are what is going to help us notice, what am I dismissing? What is the balance? What's another choice? Because the other thing I was noticing is that if I dismiss all of my negative feelings, it means I dismiss good feelings too. It means I'm afraid to feel. And it gives me an excuse to never get where I really want to go. And it gives me an excuse to never deal and heal with my other feelings. So it keeps me stuck. So what happened for me was I chose to not feel anything. Like, I don't even want to feel the good, because if something good happens to me, the shoe is going to drop. So I have all these programs and beliefs inside my head, these assumptions that if something good happens to me, you know, people aren't going to like me. People are going to be jealous. People are going to reject me. People are going to abandon me. People are going to judge me, criticize me. I'm going to lose what I get. I have the pressure of that I have to keep this good behavior up. Like I have to keep this momentum up, or I have to keep, I have to keep what I got, and I'm afraid I'm going to lose it. So there's all this anticipation. So I don't want to celebrate that I got my goal. I don't want to be satisfied because I'm too afraid to enjoy it for the fear of losing it. So it gives me an out to dismiss. It gives me an out that I don't have to celebrate. What kind of life is that if I don't feel? If I dismiss my feelings, I'm dismissing what life is all about. That means I can't feel the good because I'm so worried about feeling bad. It's like it just cancels out. It cancels out. So I had to start looking and really being aware and focused. Your homework is going to be noticing the emotion, writing it down, articulating it. And then you're going to choose an emotion that's going to help you get through the situation at hand. See, it's interesting how our mind tells us, oh, don't worry about it, especially when I think of like going towards a goal. Our brain wants to keep us the same. So we put a goal out there, right? And our brain is like, don't worry about that. Like, don't you want to just relax? Like, just take it easy. Like, it's probably not going to happen anyway. Like, why don't you lay down in a hammock, But you said you wanted this goal. You said there was things about this dream that were important to you, right? And we can get tired, and then our brain gives us an out. It gives us an excuse to like take it easy. And we avoid feelings like determination. We avoid feelings that are going to help us get to a new place. So we kind of just give in to, okay, I'll just take it easy here. I need to unwind. Stress isn't good for me, so I'm going to calm down. They've actually done studies that there is an upside to stress. So the thing is, when we're growing and changing and moving in a different direction, it is not going to feel relaxing. So I want to check in with how you feel. And so when you have these emotions like nothing's going to change, why bother? I doubt it's going to work anyway. These are thoughts that are creating emotions. And those emotions create choices and decisions about our life. And so it's so important that we check in. If I want to see progress and I don't want to keep working, that doesn't make any sense, because life gets better with check-ins. It shows our progress. People don't want to check in because they feel like maybe they aren't getting progress and they don't want to see it. They don't want to acknowledge it. They don't want the responsibility of checking in. Because again, if I'm not improving, I would rather not know. And for me, I've even seen how even when I do accomplish something, I don't want to celebrate. It's like I'm too afraid to celebrate, because what if next week I take 2 steps back? And we think that we're hiding, or we think that we're getting away with having to feel failure if I don't check in. But it's not true. So if I want to enjoy life, if I want to have a whole life, I get to feel everything. I get to feel the highs, I get to feel the lows, I get to celebrate, I get to mourn. Life, that's what life is. It's a beautiful, messy. The problem is, if we don't actually feel, we can't heal. We cannot progress if we don't feel. There will be no progression. And we will get no satisfaction if we can't embrace all the different phases of feeling. And the huge one for me this week is when I find something hard. One of my mantras, or one of the repetitive thoughts that have kept me stuck is, it's too hard. It's too much. It's too hard. I just want to relax. I just want to be happy. Can I just be happy, joyous, and free? And I hold myself back because I don't want to do what's hard. And that's the problem. I need to change my perspective. I need to change my thoughts and my feelings around hard, because life is hard and it is going to show up. So what do I need to do? What do I need to think? What do I need to feel? So when I have that thought, this is hard, I need to have the feelings of courage, determination, inspiration, creativity, so I can have a new experience. And if it's negative, then we have to label it. So another homework assignment is, when you feel a negative feeling, you're going to label it, And then you're going to ask yourself, when did I feel like this in my youth? And it is going to open a box. And it's going to be okay. We want to see where these feelings that we get, they're triggered from a long time ago. They're triggered and they're stacked up. You know, we have these piles of events that are labeled as sad. We have a pile of events labeled as angry. We have a pile of events that represent frustration. And when we feel, and we can target, we can be aware and label it, and then ask, when have I felt this before? And pull some of those events out of our subconscious our subconscious buries it. We don't want to really feel that, and we don't want to deal with it. The answer is check-ins. Check in with yourself so that you can feel and then heal. We have so many great tools to release. We get to experience life, all of life. And when we look at it and give our mind a way to see it differently and broaden our perspective. So right now, I'm going to have you just take a deep breath in and close your eyes and open your palms and your hands and just repeat after me. Help me set aside what I think I know. Help me set aside what I think I feel. Help me set aside everything that holds me back so that I may have a new experience. Help me erase the thoughts that keep me the same so that I may enjoy all the avenues, all the experience that life has for me right now. I am now ready to set aside what I think I know so that I may have a new experience. This is going to be wonderful. You get to open yourself to checking in with you, being the observer, being aware, so that we can feel and then heal. Too many of us dismiss, pretend, and ignore what's really going on with us because we're too afraid. We think that if we start feeling like Pandora's box is going to open and we're going to die from the feeling. And you know, I have felt like dying from some of my feelings. But we need to have a better frame of mind, a better perspective to help us get through the hard stuff so that we can achieve and be satisfied. We want to enjoy our life and be satisfied because all of us fall prey to it's never enough. And if we don't learn how to feel and heal, we are going to be trapped. We're going to be trapped and we'll never be satisfied. And we can open ourselves to wanting to accept things exactly the way they are. But if we don't actually feel what we're accepting, it's counterfeit. It's not real. And you'll have to deal with the same problem and the same thing over and over and over. And it will be like you're in a hamster wheel, and you will get tired. You will get tired of that because you will not see the results you're looking for. So the homework is check in. That's going to be the key phrase. We're going to check in with our feelings. We're just throughout the day setting a timer on your phone so that you can check in with, what is this that I'm feeling right now? So that we can label it, articulate it, and then we're going to be able to brainstorm, where does those feelings come from? And then we get to release them. We have all the tools available to us. I can't wait to see your results. I can't wait to see the growth and the change that happens from actually embracing and checking in with the way you feel.